So for your green stripe, for a candidate, you're learning drill number 14. It's the last of the drills that you learn, okay? Again, we've varied the attacks, so you're varying the counters. So we're going to, Sensei Kevin and Miss Justice are going to get ready. So we're going to do a push palm and then a brush elbow. Okay, now you're doing a jab, cross, hook. From that hook, she's going to go right to a side kick and then throw a jump turning back kick. Okay, let's do that again. Okay, so brush elbow, and then jab, cross, hook, side kick, turn back kick. Okay, so with these striking combinations, one of the things it's designed to teach you is how to position yourself for the next strike. So when I go jab, cross, when I throw the hook, see how I'm turning my body? I'm turning my body so that all I have to do is move my foot and I'm already in position to do my side kick, okay? So a strike sometimes is used to set up the footwork to then set up your next strike. So that's how, and the transitions between moves is how you develop flow and how you gracefully move from one technique to the next. Remember again, when you're doing your striking combinations, they're in sequences. So my partner is throwing a jab cross, or excuse me, a jab hook. I'm doing my push palm and then my brush elbow. And then I'm getting right back in my position. Then I throw my strikes. I don't want to kind of mush it all together because it doesn't have the timing. Timing is something that you're working on. Timing means not only me throwing my techniques properly, but throwing them so that it accounts for my opponent moving, okay? So I don't want to rush throwing like a side kick and a jump turn back kick if my opponent hasn't moved yet. So if I throw a side kick at Miss Justice and I just go side kick, jump turn back kick, I haven't accounted for that maybe my side kick moved her so far back that I need to adjust for my jump turn back kick so that I can reach her. Otherwise I'm just going to kick the air, okay? And that is drill number 14. Also at this stripe, you're learning stick disarms, okay? Stick to stick, not empty hand versus stick. This is stick to stick. Okay, the first one is you're going to learn disarm for angle 1. Now there is 2 disarms that we practice for angle 1. So we're going to start with the first one, okay? So Kevin strikes with an angle 1. Justice blocks it. She grabs the end of the stick, and as she pulls it down into chamber position, it's very important that she turn her hand into chamber position. This is going to make Sensei Kevin's hand rotate up, so his palm is up. Now she's going to use her hand and the stick, like she's throwing a front punch, she's going to push that stick right out of his hand, okay? Let's show the common mistake that people make. So a common mistake that people make is they block it. When they grab the end of the stick and they pull it straight down, his hand doesn't turn. His hand would come straight down. So now when I'm pushing into his hand, okay? It's very important that there's this twist on the end of the stick to get this twist on the hand, and then you push through. So all you're doing is throwing a front punch, okay? The second one, okay, she stops the stick, she grabs the end of the stick, starts the same way, but now she's going to push the puño through, hook it onto his wrist, and she's going to do another front punch, but she's going to push and pull at the same time. So let's do that again. Stops the stick. She grabs the end. As she pulls it down, she wants to push her end, the puño forward and then back to hook, and now she pulls, okay? It's very important that you, okay, see this for a second? Very important that when you do this, that when you grab the end of the stick, you push your puño out first, because what will end up happening is if you're not pulling this down and you don't step and push forward, you're going to end up whacking yourself in the face with the stick, okay? The pulling this end down and pushing the puño end forward as I step, see how my body moves out of the way so the stick doesn't hit me, and then I pull back. It also gives me a little bit of what we call body English, using my body for power, okay? Now, the defense for angle 2, there's only one. Okay, so in angle 2, you respond by blocking with an angle 2 also. She's going to take her open hand, she's going to come up over the top of Kevin's forearm, Sensei Kevin's forearm, circle down, and pull it in, okay? And now if she wanted to disarm, she would just lift her elbow up and the stick would pop out, and she would do it forcefully, but we don't practice it that way because the stick goes flying. So let's switch positions so they can see from the other side, okay? So she stops that angle, and so her empty hand, she's gonna step slightly this way, so she's off to the side. She uses the back of her arm. It's very important to use the back of the arm, because if this was a blade, you don't want to expose your vital nerves and arteries on the inside of your arm. So now she's going to circle down. See how she pulls that to her chest. She's pulling it in nice and tight, just like she was doing a shudo, and pulling that in. And now she would lift her elbow, boom, that stick comes right out. And that is disarm for angle 2. And that is your material for your green stripe for advanced, or for candidate belt.